Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time of day you happen to be tuning into. It's Naturally Nat. Today's a nice day outside. I was thinking about doing some grilling, and I have the perfect light summery salad that goes great with a heavy thing like a grilled piece of pork or a steak on the grill, and that's celery salad. Now, celery kind of gets a bad rap, doesn't it? I mean, most of the time when you think of celery and eating celery, you're thinking as a snack with peanut butter on it, or with cream cheese on it, with cocktails. And then that's about it, isn't it? The only dish I can remember growing up that was a celery prominent dish was my mom's celery and cheese bake, but that's for a different story. Most of the time it sits in your crisper and you forget about it until it's too bad to eat anymore, is limp and soggy, and you throw it in the trash. Not today. I've got the perfect light summery salad for you made with celery, and all you're going to need is a few simple ingredients, most of which you probably have on hand. I'm going to make a smaller version of it because it's just going to be for me and a friend, but what I'll leave down on the notes for the full recipe will indeed be for a full recipe to feed, say, 3 or 4 people, maybe even more, depending on how much salad you like. So we're going to need celery. We're going to need oops, I dropped a piece, but we'll rinse it off and we'll grab it. That happens. We are going to need a good parm, and you hear that said a lot on cooking shows, get a good parm. Now, sometimes I use pre-grated parm, shock. But today I thought, you know what? I went to my specialty store and I got a organic Parmigiano Reggiano, because I thought, you know what? Good ingredients really do make a difference, and this is going to last me a long time anyway. So many uses with pasta and other things besides what I'm using in this dish today. It was unfortunately by far the most expensive ingredient. Salt, pepper, red pepper flakes. Then you're going to want some dates. Now I have 2 different kinds of dates in here. I have a dried date, and then I have these really succulent, relatively fresh dates. Then we're going to need slivered almonds that have been toasted. Now, I don't know about you, but what I do when I'm toasting almonds is I make a huge batch, not just for whatever thing I'm using, and then I keep them with them dated in my pantry for another use. Now, obviously not spoil, so you don't want to do a whole ton of them and keep them for future uses, but you can usually do a half a cup and use them up within a few months, and that's what I did some time ago. You'll also need some fresh lemon juice, and then finally some olive oil, or for me this is a mixture of olive oil and grapeseed oil. Okay, so what we'll want to do is we'll go ahead, cut your celery on the bias, okay, and that just means cutting it at an angle. You can cut it this way first if you want the pieces to be pretty small, but I'm going to go ahead and keep mine fairly small. We're cutting at an angle so we get pretty pieces that look like this, which is a prettier way of cutting your celery rather than just straight up and down. We'll put them in a bowl. I think this nice glass bowl will do just fine. We'll go ahead, we'll cut up the rest of our celery. And it also is good to save some leaves of your celery and cut that up and put that in as well. Now, since I've had the celery for a little while, I don't really have a lot of, this wasn't a real leafy batch. I only have a few sparse leaves, but those add flavor, and they're pretty. So I'll give that a little rough chop. Again, I'm having the recipe because it's just basically for me and a friend. Cut them pretty, cut them diagonal. Boom. Okay. So you'll also want about 1/4 cup of olive oil if you were making a full batch, but I'm not making a full batch, so I'm going to cut that back. Also, I've got the fresh lemon juice here. Go ahead, add that, and then not quite of 1/4 cup here. We're going to add our dates, roughly chopped, if they didn't come already chopped. And then, if you were going to serve this right away, within an hour or two, I would say go ahead and add your toasted almonds and your shaved Parmesan. Let's talk about that for a minute too, how to shave it. I like adding that right before serving because I don't like it to get slimy, okay? So we'll add that at the end. Salt and pepper. Celery is pretty bland food, so you want to make sure that you get enough celery or enough salt in there. Be generous with the pepper. As you can tell, I am, right? A little bit of red pepper. That depends on your taste. I'm going to add just a little bit. And I'm going to eat this probably within a couple hours, so I'm going to add my almonds. Save a little bit back for right before serving. And then how do you shave Parmesan? Well, there's two different ways you can do it, right? You can do it using your grater like this, which will give you pieces about like that, and that's fine. Or, some of you may not know this, but this side of your grater does the same thing. So you can also do that. That'll give you little stubbier, short, shaved pieces. Whatever you want to do is up to you. There's our pieces when you use a grater. So it's kind of up to you. You can do both. I think I'm going to do this kind. A couple more of that. Then you're going to want to give it a nice little mixy. Such a simple salad, but so good. You'll want to give a little taste to see if it's where you want it to be. Season with the seasoning. Good. I'm going to add some cheese when I serve it. I think it needs more salt and pepper. Maybe just a dash more. I can feel the heat with the red pepper. I'm good there. Now I've made this for my mom, who you saw in a previous video, and she likes it when I double up the dates. So depending on how this sits, I'm going to give it a few hours. I might add some more dates. She thinks that the more sweet balances out the tangy of the lemon and the salty of the Parmesan cheese. This is a delicious and super simple recipe. Again, it is an awesome recipe when it's hot out and you're having a fatty steak or something like that with the side. This cuts through and they pair wonderfully. So make this while the weather's nice. Get that steak out on the grill, fire it up, try the salad, and enjoy your day of cooking out and grilling this summer. Wherever you're at, I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you later.